And welcome once again to another episode of Stu Him Productions presents
J&M Solve the World
Alcohol Review.
I am James.
And I am Matt, and we are recording live at the J&M Bar and Lounge. You know, I gotta love the fact that we now have a bar and lounge. Completely separated section of the studio for the alcohol reviews, and it's distinguishable.
Right.
You know, I gotta say.
Yeah, people see on YouTube, it's like, oh, they're doing a podcast.
Right.
Or, oh, they're doing an alcohol review now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tonight, I've got something very special for the two of us. Now, it's something that neither one of us have tried.
Right.
B,
it's kind of in my ballpark.
it's in your ballpark, but we haven't done this season, if you will.
Right.
So, let me grab my eyeballs here. What we have tonight is Grant's Cask Editions Blended Scotch Whiskey. It's an ale cask finish, a unique blend of whiskey finished in casks or craft ale casks for a smooth, rich, and creamy taste.
In an honor of that, I'm wearing plaid sleep pants.
Yes.
It is the lounge, bar and lounge.
Yes, bar and lounge. Now, this is a blended scotch. Mm-hmm. Now, it says down here, William Grant and Sons Limited, Bufftown, Damphshire, Scotland.
Yeah.
William Grant.
Name all them names.
Right. William Grant and Sons Global Brands Limited, Ballard and Clonminch, Tullamore, Ireland. So it's almost like this is an Irish and Scottish blend.
Makes you wonder if it was Irish beer or ale casks that they used, maybe. I don't know.
Could be. I don't know. But what we are going to do while you're doing that, we're going to get ice in our glasses because, well, that's the way we like to drink.
If you're a room temperature fellow, more power to you. If I could get this fucking cigar open. For those of you who are just listening, we're having a terrible time here trying to get, at least I am, trying to get this freaking cigar open. There we go. Now, this is the last of these cigars we have. And the other two were magnificent. But I'm just going to spell it here if I can see it. T-A-T-I-A-N-A. And this is the classic Arctic Blast.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to set that right there. Now, number one thing about this Scotch and it's a screw top.
Yeah.
But
there's a demerit for that.
I gotta say, it's yeah, same thing. Had to go in for a second smell. Now, those of you that are just listening, James, of course, just cut the tip off of his cigar. And the easiest way to
Jesus
cut the
Christ.
tip off of your cigar is you lay your cutter on a flat surface.
Mm-hmm.
You stick your cigar uncut portion down, and then you just cut. Now, what this will do is this will cut off the very tip of your cigar, and as long as the cigar isn't completely overly dry, you're not going to be spitting tobacco or anything like that. Now, be careful, because the last time you used a torch, you set off the, see?
Break out the old Zippo.
Yeah. So now we're going to take the cigar, or the stogie, if you will, and we're going to dip it into the Scotch. Yeah, man. Wow.
Wow. It's called an Arctic blast.
Yeah.
That's almost like smoking an icebreaker gum.
I've got to agree. I mean, it is pretty fucking...
Mm-hmm.
Even with the Scotch on the end of it. Yeah.
I mean, if you had a head cold, this would clear you right up.
This and some...
if your nose is all stuffed up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's smooth, much like the other ones that we've had from the same company.
Right.
Now,
Oop.
excuse me.
Barking tree spiders.
I'm not going to lie. The honey was good,
Mm-hmm.
but not quite like that one that we had the first week.
Yeah, I wish we'd have saved that.
Oh, my
flavor
God.
Like it was blueberry or something.
No, it wasn't a berry. But no,
I don't know what it was, but
yeah.
yeah.
Next time I'm down in Joplin, I will go to the liquor store called 417, and I will walk into their humongous humidor and pick more of those up because it had an amazing smell to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that lasted. I mean, I came in here, what was it, 3, 4, 5 days later to do some work on the computer, and it was like, wow, it still smells good in here.
Right.
Doesn't smell like a stanky bar.
Right, and that's, most of the time when you're smoking a stogie, you're doing it outside or in a well-ventilated area.
Or even like when we've done them in here, they taste good and everything.
Yeah.
But then you come back in, and you're like going, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, it's like coming into a bar at like noon the next day to start cleaning up, and the smell of smoke and stale beer and all that is just like, oh.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, the people that watch our podcast and stuff probably see me smoking what looks like cigarettes, but they're little cigars.
Right. Cigarillos, if you will.
I quit smoking cigarettes back in 07,
mm-hmm.
and I still can't stand the smell of cigarettes.
Right.
I smell a cigarette. I mean, I'm not going to go, oh, put that shit out. I'm not going to be one of them people. But I'm like...
Well, I mean, for the longest time, I smoked.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know we're J and M, but we're kind of co-host here.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to have a J and M podcast without the M or the J.
Exactly.
So...
Right. But smoking them little cigars. I shouldn't have started smoking them again, but what the fuck, you know. I can't chase wild women anymore.
No.
So I'm happily married.
I think you would end up with a Colombian necktie if you tried to chase wild women right now.
Yeah, here at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But, so, gotta have a couple vices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. You don't murder people and bury them in your backyard.
No.
Because you have dogs, and they would dig up any shallow grave.
Oh, yeah. Fucking animals. Don't have pigs anymore, so.
No, and goats don't eat everything.
They don't eat people. They'll eat the clothes off of them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you go out there and they're eating your fucking shoelaces and your pant legs and your gloves and like, get the fuck away. We're going to try this scotch or what?
You know what? Let's do it. Let's give it the palate cleanser, and we'll see what taste we are bringing up. Salud.
Salud. I gotta say, that's pretty smooth for a screw top.
You know, I wasn't. I was expecting a little bit more, but you know, I was
a little more in.
I don't know. A little bit more harsh, a little bit more smooth. Think of it as going into this, I was Goldilocks, but I couldn't find the perfect porridge or the perfect bed, or, you know, I was expecting, you know, it wasn't too hard, it wasn't too soft, but it wasn't just right. But again,
I've had some really good scotch.
Yes.
That to me was bitier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's one, and this was her J&W. And a lot of people like the red, and it's the cheapest one, but it's like, yeah, that's more expensive than the one I normally drink, just for a daily type deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's bitey as fuck.
Yeah. You know, the red is okay. And it's really weird because
I drank a lot of the black on our trip to Cancun last year.
Right. If you go into the whole Johnny Walker realm, if you will, you've got the red, then it goes to the black. Mm-hmm. You've got the gold, and then the green, and then the emerald, which is different because the green is aged, but then the emerald is aged more. And I'm sure there's other fucking colors on the rainbow, but top of the tier Johnny Walker is blue. Mm-hmm. The Johnny Walker blue. And that is supposed, in theory, from the reviews I've seen and from what people have said, the Johnny Walker blue is the smoothest scotch out there. And I mean, and for you, that's a tall order because you are a scotch drinker. I am not.
I gotta admit, I haven't drank a lot of really high dollar scotch unless it's been at an event or something.
Right.
Just because I'm a fucking cheapskate. I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on something.
Oh, shit. That hurt.
Burn yourself there?
Yeah. I didn't realize the ash was that long.
No.
But, you know, at the same time, I'm not going to call you a cheapskate. you're a blue collar person, much like myself, and I would go off on a
if
limb
I was a millionaire
and say majority of our listeners are blue collar.
right.
Yeah, I mean, but even, you know what, to be completely honest and a little off subject, even if I was a millionaire, I would still drink Jesse James honey
Right.
because it's fucking good.
Right.
Don't necessarily need to spend that high dollar money because, okay.
If you like something, you like something.
Right.
Just because it's in your price point. If you won the lottery or got a big inheritance or whatever, are you really going to go out and try $1,000 bottle of fucking Scotch or whiskey or something just for shits and grins? Maybe once, just because you could.
Right. But I mean, okay, it's like.
But then I've heard Joe Rogan talk about it. Him and his friends went out one night and they were ordering dinner and everything. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's get this fucking expensive bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, like you said, I'm not a wine connoisseur, but I got this expensive bottle of wine and I took a drink. It's like, that wasn't no better than that fucking $10 bottle of wine I've had before,
That Reuniti.
Or a $2 Chuck that Charles, Charles, whatever, that Linda drinks all the time.
Yeah. Or the box of wine.
Box of wine.
Yeah. But, I like, for all intents and purposes,
intents and purpose?
Yes. I want a bottle of Sinatra Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Not because I want to drink it,
Just
because I'm
bottle.
a fan of Frank Sinatra.
Right.
Just like if I could find a Lemmy bottle of Jack Daniels, oh, you fucking bet your ass I'd be fucking buying that.
Or the Black Tooth.
I will have me some fucking Black Tooth whiskey.
Yeah.
One to have on display and one to drink. That's just all there is to it.
Or if it's really good, you'll have 2 display empty.
Yeah. And I know, our viewers can't see it, but I may put it in there. A few of the bottles of Agavero that we have drank, that we've actually kept this, had to think about keeping the bottles.
Right.
Because I know we have drank more bottles of Agavero than what is up there.
Well, it's the opening toast to most podcasts. So there you go. And we've had guests that had have that toast.
Yeah.
And nobody complained.
Nope. And we've had guests that have wanted multiple shots. And we've done double shots going in. But you know what? We have flapped our gums enough. Let's go ahead. Let's finish her off. Cheers.
Cheers. So, since I'm the Scotch drinker and you're not,
Yep.
I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. Going off of all the Scotch that I've drank and separating this from the bourbons, from the whiskeys and the flavors and everything like that. Right. I've got to go with a hard 7.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, it's obviously, to me, it's not as smooth as the Japanese smooth Doers.
Okay.
Because I mean, to me, that was like bar none the best Scotch I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
To me, but again, I'm not a Scotch drinker. It is refreshing, and the shape of the bottle, the box that it comes in, you know, it would definitely be something I'd have on my dry bar, at the very least, for when you came around. Because I don't know, personally, I don't know anybody else that drinks Scotch. So it'll at least be around for you.
And for price point.
Oh, fuck. I had to look because it came in the box, and the price tag below it said $19.49, and I had to really look at it because I didn't have my glasses, and I'm like, I think that says Grant Scotch, and I'm looking at it because it was handwritten, and I'm like, okay, and I was watching it when it got rang up, and it rang up as 1949, and I'm like, okay, but to be honest, my hopes weren't that high at that price point.
Right.
I was expecting something a lot worse. But then I realized
More of a bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I realized my drink of choice is under that $20 mark. The Bird Dog, all of that is under 20.
I just got to try something here.
Yeah. You're going to go room temp? Okay. You know, the Old Smoky is under 20. So it's like, all right, let's give it a shot.
Get a little more tingle in the gums.
Yeah.
Still pretty fucking smooth.
Okay.
I'm going to go, because over ice, I could drink that shit all day long.
Okay.
I'm going to go with an 8.
You're going to go with an 8?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I've had some expensive scotches probably that I would like better. I don't even know that, like the Dewar's 12-year,
Yeah.
I would probably like better. But price point,
Right.
this evens that up, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bitey, hard.
No.
You know, it's smooth. You know, like I say, poured over glass of ice, good stogie, kick back and relax.
See, now, for me, I think that's where I almost think that first stogie we had would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because the Arctic stogie is good.
It's minty.
Yes, it's very minty.
Yeah.
And it's kind of throwing off the taste. But, I mean, can you really drink Scotch if you're not smoking a stogie?
Well, you can, but I think it's breaking state law.
I think it's breaking federal.
It's, you know, it's just like when you fire up your grill, if you ain't got a beer, that's against state law. Swear to God, Donnie Baker.
Swear to God, I am.
Rest in peace, brother.
Be with them starving pygmies and son of a bitch. I guess fuck the ashtray. I'm just gonna ash all over myself. Fuck.
I apologize to all those starving pygmies
In New Guinea. So, I mean, fair to say,
I'm giving it a heartache.
A hard 8. Okay.
I almost went with a 9, but I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, it's a good 8. It's nice price point. If you're a Scotch drinker, give it a try.
Yes.
You know, I'm not saying you're gonna love it because everybody's taste is fucking different.
Exactly.
But give it a try. You know, you may be drinking something a little more expensive and try this and go, what the fuck am I spending that money for? I can get this. You know,
and that's it goes back to the earlier conversation. If you can find something in a lower price point that you like, it doesn't matter if you've got a lot of fucking money.
Right.
Except if you want to try something for the first time and be like the first and only time that you try, like, I don't know, Johnny Walker Blue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that shit goes on the bar, but it goes way in the fucking back because
Up
that's
top.
like
It goes up top. That's
Yeah.
why they call it top shelf.
right. That's because 7/8 of your glass is going to be water, and then that 1/8 is going to be like a splash of Johnny Walker Blue.
Right.
Because you don't want to pay.
Of course, you know, you talk about billionaires. Donald Trump still eats McDonald's.
Why wouldn't he? Quarter pounder with cheese is good. Or if you're overseas, the Royale with cheese. And I mean, tell me somebody else that's got better chicken nuggets when you're on a road trip than McDonald's.
Chicken nuggets or chicken tenders?
Chicken nuggets.
Oh, you mean all the processed stuff that came off the bones of cancer-infested chickens and everything, and they put it into a mush and made a nugget out of it?
I don't give a fuck.
Those nuggets?
I don't care. Because those nuggets are good.
They're not bad.
Even cold.
They
Unlike their fries, McDonald's nuggets cold are even good. Their
Right.
fries suck fucking ass. But then again,
if you don't eat the fries in the first 2 minutes, first 2 minutes, they're fucking awesome.
correct.
But if, like, you know where our McDonald's is in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
If I go through and get double quarter pounder with cheese, fries, and an unsweet tea, by the time I leave there and get back to the shop, which is 200 yards away, maybe,
Quarter mile max with going around to the stoplight and yeah.
it's actually quicker if I turn right and go through by the nursing home and come back the back way.
Yeah.
They're already fucking cold.
Right.
I'd have to eat them. Now, I have stopped in there late at night when I've worked late.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starving. Double quarter pounder, fries, everything. Put the fries in between my legs. Grab a double quarter pounder. Drink goes in the cup holder, and them good fries. But then by the time I get about 3 miles out of town, it's like, yeah, okay, eat my burger.
Right. Now, when I was going to college living in Tennessee, there was a McDonald's right before I got on the interstate. And I would stop in there and get the 2 cheeseburger meal, supersized, with
Supersized.
2 apple pies. And I would hold on, and a 6-piece. So I would eat the 6-piece and the fries on my way to Nashville, and then come out at like break time or whatnot during school, and I'd eat my cheeseburgers because I could. But yeah, I mean, if you don't eat those fries quick, but then again, I mean, that's the same with Wendy's or Arby's. If you go with the crinkle cut fries, Culver's.
Some of the best fries, I don't know, not everybody has them. You don't have one. Is what are they called? The curly fries. at Hardee's.
Right.
And those aren't bad even when they start getting cold.
Arby's.
Because of Arby's has the same fries.
Yep.
Because I remember the wife and I were eating at Arby's in Bolivar one time, and I don't remember what sandwiches we had, but we had the fries. I'm like, this is kind of ironic. We're eating the same fries that this used to be, because that used to be a Hardee's.
Right.
Back in the 80s when we were cruising, that was the fucking turnaround, was at Hardee's.
Hardee's back in the day was roast beef sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
And then little bitty like hamburgers, not a double burger or anything like that. No, it's roast beef sandwiches. Because as a matter of fact, when I left to go to Phoenix in 1998, last meal I had in Missouri was at a Hardee's. Mm-hmm. And they had their 2 roast beefs for $2.
But they still have
and
the
it
roast
was
beef and the
thick,
big ham and cheese.
right?
But they're about the Angus thick burgers now.
But they were the roast beef was a thick sliced. It's like deli meat, thick sliced.
More than the
roast
shaved
beef. Oh no,
yeah.
No, this was thick.
Yeah,
and I got 2 of those. And matter of fact, the second one I ate running into the tail end of a tornado outside of Oklahoma City.
Fun.
Yes. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to fucking die,
I'm going to die with a full belly.
I'm going to die with some great fucking Missouri food. But, you know what, folks? A 15 out of 20 is pretty fucking good for the first Scotch that we have done here, season 4. There was the thought of holding this off until April, Scottish Heritage Month, but we decided, you know what? We need to do it before.
Scottish Heritage Month, I'll be in full regalia.
I hope not, only because I can see the camera, and I hope your kilt is long enough to where I'm not looking at your old balls hanging down, you know.
That's why we have a sporran. You know the sporran, the thing that goes in front of the kilt?
No.
You know, it's like a little... It's like a fanny pack thing.
Oh, but that's
what holds your kilt down when you're setting.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. We'll see how it looks on camera before we shoot.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'll set up the fucking camera, and you can come in and look at it yourself, and you can tell me how it looks before I come in.
I could do the old Red Hot Chili Peppers and just put a tube sock over it.
You know,
you notice I said tube stock instead of calf high or...
Oh, yeah. Because you got to make it appear. I mean...
Well, yeah, I can fill in.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not like you got out of a
I can put an orange in the bottom of it.
I think your wife would look at our podcast and be like, why you lying? Why you fucking lying? Because I know she ain't walking like a cowboy in 1879 Montana.
But I've tried. 28 years I've been trying, you know.
But there you go, folks. A 15 out of 20 for the Grant's Blended Scotch.
Give it a shot.
If you see it, pick it up. Definitely worth the $20 or whatever you would pay.
If you're a Jack Daniels lover or a bourbon lover, it's not going to be your thing. But if you're a Scotch drinker, give it a try.
If you're a drinker in general, definitely give it a try. Just don't do it after drinking a lot of something else.
And don't blame us if you don't like it.
Right. But until next time, you have just watched another episode of Stu Him Productions Presents
J&M Solve the World
Alcohol Review.
I have been James.
And I have been Matt, and we have been coming to you live from the J&M Bar and Lounge. Until next time, you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter, and we will be seeing you.
Peace.